So let's go straight to the transition point. So you're in the gangs and you're mainly around Birmingham. How did your life start changing? I'm intrigued by that.
You know, the during the little conflict where it was brewing, and I remember walking down the road with my brethren, and we're talking about the people that are being shot and what's going on, and he first mentioned to me, he was like, "Yo, you know we're gonna be questioned in our grave when we die." That was like, wow. Because I was initially a Rasta. Sorry. Initially I was a Rasta, and my aunties were Jehovah's Witnesses, and so I was always intrigued with faith, always intrigued with the Creator. Why am I here? Always interested in the stories of the prophets. I used to go Bible studies with my aunties. So when he mentioned that was like, he planted a seed that just wouldn't stop growing. The next time I thought about Islam was actually seeing an old friend, and I was at a crack house, and a friend was riding a bike, and I shouted him out the window, and then like we've gone out like walk on, but I noticed he was wearing the kameez, you know what I mean, and then he started giving me dawah, and then I went back into the crack house to carry on selling crack, but I'm thinking about what he said.
Do you remember what he said?
No, I don't. I can't. No, I've been making it up. But I remember he threw some tawheed at me. And then I remember talking to my friend who's currently serving a life sentence.
Wow.
And me and him was talking, saying we want to be Muslims when we get older and we get married. And then it was just little intermittent things that will pop up. And although I'm on the roadside, I'm thinking about, I want to be Muslim. And then I went to jail, and then and
How long were you in jail for?
I was in jail on that occasion. It was almost a year that I was in jail, and I thought the world. I've been in 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been in 4 times, and on the 3rd occasion, the world was supposed to end according to Nostradamus.
2012.
No,
No.
1999.
I was going to say 2012.
Was it like July 1999?
Okay.
And I remember that night it was raining, it was thundering, the guys were banging the windows, the cages on the windows. I want to die, come on. And they were kicking up the doors, and it was chaos. And I remember just dropping on my knees and praying. I fell asleep praying. But before that, on the day when we were all talking about it, there was one Muslim brother goes, don't worry, Sam. Only Allah knows when the world's going to end. So that's the first time I heard Allah. So I'm hearing little things about Islam, but he says Allah. So when we woke up the next day and the doors open, I went to his cell like, yo, who's Allah? And he's like, here, brother. And he gave me the Quran. And then I took the Quran, brought it into my cell, read Surah Al-Fatiha. I'm like, what?
In English?
Yeah, in English. And then started reading Al-Baqarah in English. And then from there, it's like, yo, I want to know more. So he brought me to the mosque, Friday prayers, should I say. And then I took my Shahada.
Wow.
But I came back on road. And although I had this, the intentions to change, I just didn't know how it was going to happen. I saw one of my rivals pulled out a gun on me. And I was like, nah, no one's not pulling out no gun on me again. So I went back to the trap house and went back to hustling to make money for a gun. And then once I brought the gun, I had that feeling of power. So when I brought another gun, then when I brought another, ended up with 5 guns because I wanted that power. Wherever I would be, I wanted to make sure there's a gun. But at the same time, I'm still thinking about Islam. By this point, I don't know nothing about Salah.
Did you recognize yourself as a Muslim at the time? Is that how you identify yourself, or you don't know?
Sometimes and sometimes nah.
Fine.
I don't think I really understood.
Fine.
And then, the shootings Brum was nuts. For those that know, the late 1999s to the early 2000s, Brum was crazy and people were dropping. And I just was like, nah, I want out, man. I want out. And I did an armed robbery, and that armed robbery, I knew I was gonna go to jail for it. Went on the run, and I took that as my opportunity to change.